Hey, what's going on, people? This is Joe the Tenchi, and I'd like to welcome you to another segment of I Still Love Her, my personal hip hop blog. So this morning, I'm just logging into the internet to check some stuff, and I see on AOL.com that they have a report that Christopher Wallace, aka Notorious B.I.G, that his autopsy has been released to the public, according to TMZ and a few other reporters. This is interesting, considering the fact that it's been over a decade since his death. May he rest in peace. But to release it now, I'm like, okay, why would they do that? Probably because people still want to know. Till this day, we still don't know who shot Biggie, let alone what exactly happened. So they finally reported, they finally gave you some insight on it. I'm not gonna spoil it for anybody, so I'm going to just put the link to where I found it on the description. So if anybody wants to, just talk about it, comment about it after you watch it, let me know. Now, this also brought up an interesting question in my head, which is also something that I've heard people talk about before. If Biggie were still alive, not where would hip hop be today, which probably would be in a whole other place altogether, because Biggie was always the type of person to think outside, think outside the box, especially on his second album, Life After Death. His first album told a story of dude from Brooklyn trying to make it, and worrying about what's gonna happen next, always having thoughts into his head as to what his next move is gonna be. And even though that album Ready to Die came out when I was still a kid, I bought it a few years ago and just listened to the whole thing back, just straight through, and I'm like, dude was a straight up storyteller for real. His lyrical talent cannot be denied. He did not write a single rhyme, and he structured these very vivid songs, and in some very fun songs. Not all of them were, and not all of them were, oh, what's going down the street, I'm selling this, I'm doing this, no. He did some gritty stuff, and he did some uplifting stuff. Hence, on Life After Death, Sky's the Limit, which is still one of my favorite joints off of that album. Even though, some might say he went a little bit more mainstream with that one. I mean, but at the same time, that had some good cuts on both albums. I love them both. But check out the Autopsy report if you want. They have, they just constantly report on it. Just talk about it, and they have some details about it. So if anybody wants to, just let me know what you think about it. Just leave a comment in the box below. Sorry, I'm a little tired. I'm doing this video rather early in the morning. But anyway, check it out. Leave a comment, video response, subscribe. You know what I'm saying. But question being, if Biggie was still alive, I want to know, who do you think you would like to hear him collaborate with? I'm not talking about just using snippets of his songs and their songs like people have been doing for the past few years. I'm saying, if he was still here, who would you like to see him collaborate with from this generation? Leave a comment below, and I will check you later. Peace, love, never be normal.